I told him he had the words all wrong, but he insisted he was right, and I was ruining his story. On he went.
Like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle.
Anyway, you get the idea. Well, the queen jumped up and said he was killing the time. And then she yelled,
"Off with his head!"
The Mad Hatter managed to escape, head and all. But ever since, time has been paused.
Storytime, storytime. Miss Booksy's gonna meet you inside her magic books. Cinderella's dressed in blue, Goldilocks and spinning clock. Wiggle snap, everybody wiggle snap, wiggle snap, everybody wiggle snap.
Today we're reading Alice in Wonderland. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Alice. Wiggle, snap, story time. Hi, I'm Alice. So I was here trying my best not to be so bored when I noticed a little white rabbit. This was no ordinary rabbit. He was wearing a suit and glasses.
Oh dear, I shall be late. Oh dear.
Well, this was just too curious. I must follow the white rabbit. He slipped into a rabbit hole. So I did too. Whoa! But this was no ordinary rabbit hole. Wait, I'm not really falling. I'm more like floating, like a feather. Cool. Wait, where am I? Whoa! Did I fall all the way through the earth? A small key. But this key is way too small for any of these doors. Well, what do you know? There's a teensy door. Wow. Too bad this door's so small. I don't even think I could get my head through. And if I could, what good would my head be without the rest of me? Hey, that wasn't there before. It says, drink me. I know I'm not supposed to just drink things willy-nilly. What if it's poison? Or what if it's something just weird, like cauliflower juice? It says here, definitely not poison, and most certainly not cauliflower juice. Well, that's odd. Okay, I'll try just a sip. Delicious! It tastes like everything I like. Cherry pie, ice cream, pineapples, roast turkey, French toast, pancakes. Oh, hey, what's happening? I wonder if I shouldn't have tried that juice. Well, this is totally weird. But hey, now I can go into that garden. Oh no! The key is all the way up there at the table. That's as high as the Empire State Building now. Whoa! There's a giant cookie. Well, if the drink made me smaller, maybe the cookie will make me bigger. Food does make you grow. Okay, here goes nothing. Nothing. Wait, I think. Whoa! Well, this is not what I had in mind. Now I'm so big that I'm stuck.
Oh dear, I'm incredibly late. The Queen simply will not tolerate this. Oh dear.
Please, Mr. Rabbit, I'm stuck.
I can't help you now. Didn't you hear me? I'm terribly late.
But what if I'm stuck up here forever? It's really hot in here, and I don't like being a giant.
Stop crying. I'll get all wet and ruin this new suit.
I'm sorry, but this is just really uncomfortable.
Well, I'm leaving.
Well, that's better at least. Wait a second. I'm shrinking. Woohoo! Oh no. Well, this isn't good. Luckily, I'm a very good swimmer. I took lessons at camp. Oh, look. There's a friendly-looking mouse. Yoo-hoo! Mousy! Mr. Mouse? do you know how to get to the beautiful garden with the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round?
Come on, follow me.
Okay. Soon we were joined by all sorts of small animals. A gang of baby ducks, a salamander, 2 frogs, and a hamster named Philip. We swam and swam and swam, going right under the door and into the garden. When we finally got to dry land, I thought we would go play, or at least find a snack. But the animals said they had to have an election, but they couldn't decide what they were voting on, and it got quite noisy. Oh look, there's the white rabbit. He was the one who led me down the rabbit hole, so he must know the way out. I chased after him, but I was too small for him to notice me. Oh, if only there was some more growing potion! And poof! Just like magic, there was a little bottle right in my path, and it had a label on it that said, "Drink me, Alice." Wow. So I took a sip. And I grew! What a relief! Oh, I'm me again. Not a great big giant, and not a teeny tiny mouse. Oh, speaking of a tiny mouse, all of the small animals saw me suddenly grow larger, and boy did that scare them. They all scattered away, shrieking,
Girlzilla! She's a giant!
"Sorry." Where's that darn rabbit this time? I'm looking for a wabbit. I found myself face to face with a giant caterpillar. Wait, did I shrink again?
You don't look shrunken to me.
But why are you so large? And how did you learn to talk?
That's a silly question. Are you silly?
I don't think so.
Well then, let's hear a poem.
Excuse me?
I'd like to hear a poem. One that rhymes, please.
Okay, well, I never heard of a caterpillar who likes poetry, but here goes. This one is called The Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them clean away. The King of Hearts called for the tarts and beat the knave full sore. The Knave of Hearts brought back the tarts and vowed he'd steal no more.
How dare you accuse the knave of stealing the queen's tarts? Don't you know the queen will say, "Off with his head"?
It's only a made-up poem. The Queen of Hearts isn't real.
Of course the queen is real. And if she hears you say she isn't, she'll say, "Off with your head."
Oh no, but I like my head. It helps me think things and see things and smell things. And it has my hair on it. I really like my hair.
You're a traitor to the queen.
Oh, this is a terrible misunderstanding. I wish I could shrink down so super tiny that I could just escape.
Here, eat this.
I gobbled up the cookie that he gave me and... Oh no! I grew taller and taller and taller, and I was very gigantic. Hey, I want to be small so I could just hide from the queen. You made me even bigger.
So you're very easy to spot.
You caterpillar! I ought to step on you.
That would be a crime, and the queen would say...
Off with her head. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Oh, where's that rabbit? Oh, look. There's some nice looking fellows that should be able to help me. They're sleeping. Shh. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, wait a second. You're just pretending.
We were hoping you would leave us alone.
Well, that's rude.
Says the girl who interrupted our tea party.
Your hair is too long. You should get a haircut.
Why, you're rude too. Besides, I like my hair. And that rude little mouse is still pretending to be asleep, even though we've met before. I thought we were friends.
Oh no, he really is asleep. Poor little guy's exhausted.
Oh dear. Now I am the rude one.
No worries. Have some tea.
I guess he's a sleep talker. The other two introduced themselves as the March Hare and the Mad Hatter. The March Hare was an odd creature indeed. He would butter a piece of toast and take one bite and say, "Yuck, too much butter," and then on to the next piece of toast. Same thing, over and over again. And the Mad Hatter? He was even odder.
An otter? Where?
Not that kind of otter. Never mind.
Good. Otters are utterly annoying.
Why do you keep dipping your watch into your tea?
Well, it all goes back to the time I killed time.
And then the Mad Hatter told me the most ridiculous story. He had to sing for the Queen. He says he sang an old classic, Twinkle Twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at.
I told him he had the words all wrong, but he insisted he was right, and I was ruining his story. On he went.
Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle.
Anyway, you get the idea. Well, the Queen jumped up and said he was killing the time, and then she yelled, "Off with his head!" The Mad Hatter managed to escape, head and all. But ever since, time has been paused, stopped, finished, el finito.
Yes, my watch stopped at 4 o'clock, and we've just been here ever since. It's always tea time.
I love tea time, but I do wish dinner time would come.
At least you don't ever have bedtime. Bedtime is the worst. Oh, but I do love bedtime stories. Those are so cool. I like stories about princesses and dragons and pirates. Oh, and stories about tigers and robots and romance. Oh, I love a romance. And adventure and ninjas and fairies and pixies. And of course, a story about a handsome prince.
Enough! We don't have time for you to list every kind of story ever told.
Rude. Besides, I thought you had a lot of time.
Weren't you listening? We have no time.
That's very confusing. All I know is that you are a very rude bunny. And you are a very rude hatter, whatever that is. And you, Mr. Mouse, I thought you were supposed to be nice.
I am, dear. Quite nice. Lovely to see you.
Well, lovely to see you too. As for the rest of you, I'm going. Perfect. Goodbye. No, bad bye. It's the garden I've been looking for. Woohoo! I should go to the Ferris wheel and get cotton candy. What's that noise? I better hide. Wow, the Queen is actually a Queen of Hearts from a deck of playing cards. I wonder if she likes to play Go Fish.
What's that? It smells like a rotten child.
Hey, I'm not rotten. I'm really nice. Ask anybody. Except the Mad Hatter. Or the March Hare. They don't think I'm really nice.
Off with her head.
No way! No, you're not offing with my head. I came here to do 2 things. Ride the Ferris wheel and eat cotton candy. So kindly, Your Highness, tell me where the Ferris wheel is?
She is just a child, dear. Maybe you shouldn't off with her head.
Well, can you at least play croquet?
I sure can. Oh boy, do I wish I hadn't said that. The Queen's croquet game was totally bananas. The card soldiers had to bend over backwards and frontwards to make the archers to hit the balls through. Except the croquet balls were live hedgehogs, and no one had any regular mallets. Instead, they used real live pink flamingos. It was the weirdest game ever. But I was too scared not to play, or else she might say, "Off with Alice's head!" I'm really sorry, you guys. I promised to be very gentle.
No problem, Alice.
Alice began to walk through the garden looking for an apple or a cookie like the ones she'd eaten before. Oh, there's a plate of tarts. Perfect.
These are the Queen's tarts. Hands off, you dessert thief.
Sorry, I didn't know.
All rise. Today, the Honorable Judge, the King of Hearts, will hear the case of the missing tarts.
But the tarts are right there.
So who stole the tarts?
No one. They're right there.
It was the knave. The knave of hearts stole the tarts.
No, he didn't.
Then why did you say he did?
I didn't.
Don't you remember your poem, Your Honor? The evidence.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts. all on a summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them clean away. The King of Hearts called for the tarts and beat the knave full sore. The Knave of Hearts brought back the tarts and vowed he'd steal no more.
And so you see, this giant lady says the Knave of Hearts stole the tarts.
Off with his head! No! Please don't off with his head. It was just a made-up poem.
Silence in the court. That means you, Alice.
But quiet! Or it's off with your head!
Her head is much too large to off.
Hey, that's not my fault.
Maybe she stole the tarts.
What? Me? I'm trying to defend you.
She did steal my cookie.
Oh dear, this was getting way out of control. Alice didn't steal any tarts. Well, she was going to, but she didn't actually do it. And she never met a Knave of Hearts before, but she was pretty sure he didn't steal any either. Besides, weren't the tarts right there and not missing at all? Your Honor, we can all see that the tarts are right here, as in not stolen. So why don't we all just forget about this whole thing and move on? Who wants to play croquet? Your Honor, White Rabbit, Caterpillar, animals of the jury. You all have seen me before. You know that for whatever reason, I keep changing size. It's not from eating. Well, I did eat that one cookie, and then that other one. Those cookies were magical or something. I don't know.
Will the Mad Hatter please take the stand?
Oh, great. This guy again. The Hatter bowed before the Queen and then began the silliest nonsense Alice had ever seen or heard.
There was a girl who stole some tarts, and Alice was her name-o. A-L-I-C-E, 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 and Alice was her name-o.
He's just making up this song. No fair. The real song is B-I-N-G-O.
And then she tried to blame the name, oh, Alice was her name-o. A-L-I-C-E. Enough! I don't like this song. Off with his head!
Order! Order in the court! The animal jury will decide who is guilty, Alice or the knave.
The animals of the jury whispered, barked, meowed, squeaked, and riveted among themselves. Finally, they had their decision.
We, the animals of the jury, think it was Alice who ate the tarts. The Knave of Hearts is as skinny as a card.
Nobody ate the tarts. They're right there.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought they were stolen.
They were stolen, but now they're here.
And none are missing?
Nope.
Well, why are we arguing about this?
I wonder why anyone does anything here in Wonderland. It's all so silly. Oh, what did she say about Wonderland? Oh, pooh to you. You're nothing but a card. Why don't you go fish? Off with her head! The Queen sent her entire pack of cards on the attack. They all came flying at Alice, as if someone had shuffled them and thrown them in the air, ninja style. What? I think I'm back at home. Is this real? Ouch! And I think I'm my right size. Oh, this is wonderful. But how did I get back? Was it a dream? No, it couldn't be. But what if I want to go back to Wonderland sometime? It was scary and confusing sometimes, but also kind of fun. Oh well, time to eat. I love a cookie. Or maybe a tart. The end.
Oh dear, I shall be late. Oh dear.
Well, this was just too curious. I must follow the White Rabbit. He slipped into a rabbit hole. So I did too. Whoa! But this was no ordinary rabbit hole. Ah! Wait, I'm not really falling. I'm more like floating, like a feather. Cool. Wait, where am I? Whoa! Did I fall all the way through the earth? Maybe I'm in Australia. Good thing they speak English there. A small key. But this key is way too small for any of these doors. Well, what do you know? There's a teensy door. Wow. Too bad bad this door's so small. I don't even think I could get my head through. And if I could, what good would my head be without the rest of me? Hey, that wasn't there before. It says, drink me. I know I'm not supposed to just drink things willy-nilly. What if it's poison? Or what if it's something just weird, like cauliflower juice? It says here, definitely not poison, and most certainly not cauliflower juice. Well, that's odd. Okay, I'll try just a sip. Delicious! It tastes like everything I like. Cherry pie, ice cream, pineapples, roast turkey, French toast, pancakes. Oh, hey, what's happening? I wonder if I shouldn't have tried that juice. Well, this is totally weird. But hey, now I can go into that garden. Oh no! The key is all the way up there at the table. That's as high as the Empire State Building now. Whoa! Oh, there's a giant cookie. Well, if the drink made me smaller, maybe the cookie will make me bigger. Food does make you grow. Okay, here goes nothing. Nothing. Wait, I think. Whoa! Well, this is not what I had in mind. Now I'm so big that I'm stuck. But it's good to know cookies are nutritious. Spin the wheel. Hi, kids. Welcome to StoryTime with me, Miss Booksy. What story should we read today? Let's spin the wheel. Not the witch. Giggle, snap, story time. Let's go. The Wicked Witch of the West had ordered the flying monkeys to carry Dorothy and her friends to different locations. The Tin Man was to be put in the recycling bin, the Scarecrow pulled into pieces, and the Lion locked away and sold to the zoo. Dorothy's fate was to be delivered to the witch's castle, a visit she was not looking forward to. Hey, guys, how about just dropping me off here? I'll run along and I'll never bother the Wicked Witch again.
No way.
Yeah, sorry, kid. You do not want to make the Wicked Witch angry.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But the good news is, we won't hurt you.
Okay, good to know. Thanks, but why?
You wear the sapphire slippers. They're magic.
Yeah, I've heard that, but they haven't done anything magical so far.
Well, you better watch out. The witch is definitely gonna try to take those.
The witch? Oh no. The flying monkeys were right. The Wicked Witch of the West wanted nothing more than to get those sapphire slippers from Dorothy. When she arrived at the witch's castle, Dorothy was forced to do chores. And all the while, the witch watched, just waiting to take the shoes.
Gotta get those shoes.
Don't you want to change before you sweep up all that garbage? You'll get your shoes dirty.
I'm okay, thanks.
Oh, that floor is going to get slippery. Don't you think you should wear some less slippery shoes? Get it? 'Cause they're slippers? But seriously, give me the shoes!
I got it. Good one. But no, I'm okay in these shoes. Geez, she really wants these shoes. And why is this castle so dirty? The witch waited and waited, but the only time Dorothy ever removed her slippers was when she took a bath. But the Wicked Witch was dreadfully afraid of water, so she never dare tried to steal them during bath time.
I guess I'll just have to wait a little longer. Drat!
Then one day, the witch's wait was finally over. How are they ever gonna get out of this one? Dorothy was dusting a super high shelf when one of her slippers slipped right off.
I got it! It's mine! It's mine! Now give me the other one! Gimme!
No, you gimme!
You're powerless with only one shoe!
So are you.
Give it!
No!
Come on!
Stop it!
Ah! Now look what you've done!
What's another mess? You make me clean all day anyway.
Not that! I'm melting!
Say what now?
I'm melting! You melted me! You knew I couldn't shouldn't touch water.
I thought you were just afraid of it.
Now you've destroyed me just like you destroyed my sister. You're a terrible girl. You're a bad, no good, stinking.
But the witch melted before she could get out the last insult. Oh, I guess that's why she hated water. Who would have thunk it? Suddenly, Dorothy heard a familiar sound. It was a clanking of metal, a kind of swooshing sound, followed by a ferocious roar. Hey guys, how did you get here? I thought I'd never see you again. Wow, this is so fun.
No time to explain now. We have to rescue you from the Wicked Witch.
Come on. Thanks, but it's all good. She melted.
Huh?
I'll explain later too. Let's go see the wizard.
Oh yeah, now he'll grant our wishes.
Hooray!
The gang set out on their journey back to the Emerald City. The Scarecrow would get his brains, the Tin Man would get his heart, the Cowardly Lion would get his courage, and Dorothy and Toto would finally go back home to Kansas. And when they arrived, the wizard did not seem happy to see them.
What are you doing here? I told you not to come back until you destroyed the Wicked Witch.
And we have your greatness.
This is not a joke.
I know, she's gone.
Dorothy melted her.
Accidentally, but yeah, she's gone. So we've come back so you can grant our wishes. Let's keep reading. Oh, I forgot to say please. Please, sir.
I cannot grant your wishes. Now go away.
Wait, what? What do you mean you can't grant our wishes? So I can't go home to Kansas?
I won't get a brain.
I won't get a heart.
I won't get any courage. This is baloney. You're supposed to be some wise and wonderful wizard. You're a charlatan, a humbug. Where are you? If you won't give me courage, then at least get some for yourself and come out and face us.
Who are you?
The wizard?
What do you think is gonna happen next? Let's go on another adventure. Come on. Chapter 10, here we go. Wiggle, snap, story time. So you're the mighty and wonderful Wizard of Oz?
Well, actually from Omaha, Nebraska. See, I landed here accidentally some years ago, and I somehow convinced everyone that I was a wizard, and, well, here we are.
So, you're not a wizard. So, you don't have any power.
No, not at all.
Then we came all this way and did all of this for nothing?
But you did destroy the Wicked Witch. That's a pretty big deal. How did you do it?
Dorothy and the gang explained how it all went down. First, of course, they had been captured by the flying monkeys. The Scarecrow had been pulled apart and scattered in a field. He lay in pieces when he suddenly had a bright idea. He knew that crows are pretty clever, so he called out and asked them to help put him back together, and they did. Once he was back to his old self, the Scarecrow went to find the Tin Man. The Tin Man had been sold for scrap at a salvage yard and was feeling sadder than ever. But the Scarecrow put him back together, polished him up, cause he had rusted quite a bit from crying. That is so sad. And they set off to find the lion. The lion had been locked up in a tiny cage and sold to the zoo. It was not a nice zoo at all. It was gloomy and full of terrible creatures like Kalidas. Remember those? Very scary. Not a good place for a lion with no courage. There, the Scarecrow had another bright idea. He asked the Tin Man to use a bit of his metal to pick open the lock on the cage. And then the lion was free. It was time to save Dorothy. But first, the Tin Man stopped to unlock each and every cage because it made him too sad to see any creature locked up, even Kalidas. The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the lion headed toward the Wicked Witch's castle. They were all very scared, especially when the flying monkeys saw them and swooped in. But the lion put on his brave face and roared, making all the monkeys fly away shrieking. He was ready to take on the Wicked Witch too, but when they got inside the castle, they found Dorothy had already melted her. And so...
there you have it.
That's how we defeated the Wicked Witch. Too bad it was all for nothing.
That's not true. You've saved everyone in Oz from the Wicked Witch. You'll be celebrated here forever, Dorothy. You'll be a star.
That is amazing. But I just want to go home.
And I want a brain.
I want my heart.
And I want my courage.
Scarecrow, you already have brains. How else could you have figured out how to put yourself and the Tin Man back together?
It was your idea how to pick the lock on the cage, too.
Hey, yeah. I guess it was.
See? You've had brains the whole time. And you, Tin Man, you've shown you have a heart. You freed all the animals in the zoo.
Well, they looked unhappy. I wanted to help.
That's heart. And Lion, you showed bravery when you stormed the witch's castle. And you certainly seemed brave a moment ago when you were roaring at me.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. But don't you guys see? You've had what you were looking for the whole time.
But what about Dorothy?
Dorothy. Let's see what we can do.
Hey, what about the magic shoes? Dorothy, can you use them to get home?
Magic shoes? You've got the sapphire slippers? That makes you the most powerful person in Oz.
Do you know how to use them?
Nope. No idea.
I'll bet the good witch knows.
Scarecrow, you're really on a roll here with all the brain stuff. That's a great idea.
So the wizard sent out a call to the Good Witch of the North. Yay! Magic to the rescue!
Dorothy, my dear, how are you? I'm so glad you made it to the Emerald City to see the great and powerful wizard.
Yeah, about that.
We'll chat later, but now we need to get this girl home to Kansas. And we were thinking...
I was thinking. I do that now.
Yes, the Scarecrow was thinking you would know how to use the magic of the sapphire slippers to get home. So do you?
Oh yes, it's quite simple. Take 3 steps in the sapphire shoes and say your wish.
And then I'll be home.
And then you'll be home.
What? It's that easy?
Wait, you have to say goodbye first.
Oh, right. I almost forgot that I would never see you again. Oh, wow. Don't. You'll rust. Tin Man, I'll never forget how kind you are. You have a wonderful heart.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Someone better get his oil can. Lion, you're braver and fiercer than any Kalita in the whole land of Oz. Thank you for protecting us on our journey.
Oh shucks, Dorothy, I'll miss you. I'll even miss your terrifying dog, Toto.
Be nice, Toto. Scarecrow, you've been with me the longest. I don't think we would have made it without your quick thinking. I think you're the real wizard here.
Aw, Dorothy, do you have to go?
I do. I miss my family and my house and... Hey, wait a sec. My house is in Munchkinland. Huh. I wonder where Auntie Em and Uncle Henry live now. Well, I better go. I love you guys and I'll miss you. Come on, Toto.
We'll miss you.
We love you.
Bye, Dorothy.
Dorothy took 3 steps and said, "Take me home to Kansas." And in a flash, Dorothy and Toto were back in Kansas. It was more colorful than she had remembered, but maybe that's just because Dorothy was so happy to be home. Hi there, kids. Welcome to Storytime at Cool School with me, Miss Booksy. Today we're reading Frankenstein Makes a Monster. Wiggle, snap, Storytime. Hi, I'm Mary Shelley Frankenstein, sister to the world's biggest mischief-making little brother, Victor Frankenstein.
That's Dr. Frankenstein.
He's not a doctor, obviously. He's 10.
10 and a half.
Anyway, one day he was bored, and when Victor Frankenstein gets bored, bad things happen.
Storytime, storytime. Miss Booksy's gonna meet you inside her magic books. Cinderella dressed in blue, Goldilocks and spinning clock. Wiggle snap, everybody wiggle snap. Wiggle snap, everybody wiggle snap.
For example, one time he filled all my shoes with slime.
Ew!
Victor! And then one time he put baking soda and vinegar in his teacher's coffee. And yeah, it exploded.
Victor!
And this one time, this is really bad, he put glue on the toilet seat and my dad got stuck.
Victor!
So like I was saying, bored Victor equals bad Victor. And that's how the story begins.
I'm bored. I want to make something. Something big, something bad, something epic. I know. Today I'm gonna create
A monster!
Uh-oh! Victor went down to his laboratory, aka our basement, and got to work. That's where he did all his experiments.
Some fishing hooks, I can use those. Slinky, check. Some nuts and bolts and screws and stuff, sure. Modeling clay, finger paints, glue, grandpa's toupee, perfect. A garbage can, some brooms, a mop, googly eyes, a couple of my sister's patriotic girl dolls, my old teddy bear, Mr. Teddy Puff Puff. Wait, no, I didn't mean it, Mr. Teddy Puff Puff. Promise. Forgive me? I love you too, Teddy.
Aw, that's sweet. But don't be fooled. Victor was up to a seriously naughty scheme.
Now back to my seriously naughty scheme. It's time to create my monster. A monster that will wreak havoc and destroy the whole world. Oh no, don't be scared, Mr. Teddy Puff Puff. My monster won't destroy you. Now, time to work.
Victor worked all day into the night, not even stopping for snack time. He snipped, ripped, chopped, glued, fastened, refastened, attached thingamabobs and whatchamacallits until finally he was satisfied.
My monster! Now to bring him to life. It's alive! Okay, I thought that would work. It's alive? How do I turn this thing on? It's alive! Yes! And now we will unleash chaos onto the world! Oh, are you hungry? Let's see, what do monsters eat? There's some leftover meatloaf in here. It's really gnarly, so you might like that.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay, you get enough to eat yet? We have to go wreak havoc and chaos and stuff. Whoa, awesome! Hey, wait for me!
Victor! You stop right there, young man. Who made this mess?
My monster did it?
Right, sure. A monster did it. Well, guess who's going to clean it up?
Me?
That's right.
But...
Oh, no buts.
But there was a but. A big one. A real, live monster was on the loose. But really, he was probably more afraid than anyone. The world was brand new to him, and he couldn't help but be frightened. Aw, sad. Finally, he found a nice resting spot and fell asleep. Okay, so maybe it wasn't such a good resting spot because during recess, the jungle gym is a pretty happening spot. And it wasn't very long until... Ah! And that woke the monster. The monster felt a little bit safer in the woods. He sat there and watched the playground waiting for the kids to leave. A bell rang and the kids left, but then an older group of kids came out, including me. Ow!
What's the matter? You don't like dodgeball?
I like dodgeball just fine, but we weren't playing dodgeball. You simply threw the ball at my head. See, that I don't like.
Whatever, Mary Shelley Stinkenstein.
That's not my name.
Mary Shelley Stinkenstein. Mary Shelley Stinkenstein.
Oh, not cool.
Ah! Monster, run!
Thank you for chasing away those bullies, but I have to ask, are you a nice monster or a mean monster? Okay, I'm gonna take a wild, possibly dangerous guess and say that you seem like a nice monster. I'm Mary. Repeat after me. Monster. Monster. Monster.
Mon.
Okay, that's pretty close. Now add the stir. Monster.
Monster.
Great. Okay, I should really teach you some more words, but that took like an hour, so let's move on to something else. How about some social skills? Let's try a handshake. Now, we put our hands together, and then we shake. Good. Thanks. All right, it's time for me to go home for dinner. Do you think you'll be okay here for tonight? Yeah, you better come with me. I'll hide you in my old playhouse. But by the time I got home and the monster was all settled in, news had gotten out.
Reports of the mystery monster have been coming in all day. From people like this gentleman.
I nearly ran him over in my car last night. I don't know if my insurance would have covered that.
And these innocent children.
I was just minding my own business when he tried to hit me with a ball.
City officials are urging citizens to stay inside and lock your doors. But some local vigilantes want to take matters into their own hands.
Yeah, we're gonna get that monster.
I ain't afraid of no monster.
Uh-oh. Oh no. According to eyewitness reports, the monster has caused over $11,000 in damage. And an old-fashioned pitchfork and torch-wielding gang of locals has sworn to capture the beast.
Yeah.
Back to you, Chuck.
Oh dear.
I told you it was the monster that wrecked the kitchen.
Go to bed, Victor.
Well, I couldn't just leave the monster outside in my old playhouse, not with a bunch of vigilantes out there hunting him. Shh, okay, you can sleep in here, but you have to be quiet. Aw, that's sweet. Now, do you want the top bunk or the bottom? Oh, you're not sleepy? Do you want to play a game? So we played some games. We played Twister, Right Foot Blue. Close enough. Jenga, Jenga, Jenga. Then we went full on slumber party and did spa night. Ah!
I thought I heard my monster in here.
Your monster?
Yeah, I created him in the basement. What's he doing with all that gunk on his face?
We were having a spa night.
What? Monsters don't do spa nights? Monsters are supposed to be ferocious and fierce and wreak havoc.
He's not that kind of monster. I found him in the woods by the playground. He saved me from bullies, and now there are bullies looking for him. We have to protect our monster.
Our monster? I think you mean my monster. He's coming with me.
No way! Hey!
Stop! Stop! Hey, keep it down in there.
Quick, hide the monster.
What on earth is going on in here?
Nothing, Mom.
Yep, nothing to see here.
What was that?
My stomach. I don't think that leftover meatloaf sat too well with me, but I'll be okay.
Okay, well, time for bed.
Yes, Mom.
Okay, Mom.
Now.
Meatloaf!
You sure you're okay?
Yep. Good night. See ya mañana. Bye.
Okay. Good night.
Phew, that was close.
We can't keep him here. There's no way Mom and Dad will let us keep a monster.
True.
But we can't take him outside either. The vigilante bully gang is looking for him. What if they hurt him?
But he's a monster. He could just destroy the gang. Easy peasy.
You seem to be forgetting that he's not the destructive, dangerous type. He's a big, sweet softie. Look.
Yeah, I guess he's not gonna wreak any havoc. Hey, I know. Let's take him to Professor Weirdly's house. She'll know what to do.
Great idea. Science teachers for the win. Okay, now how do we get him out of here without attracting attention?
Of course.
Perfect.
Let's go.
So we set out into the night with our monster. It was a little scary, but there's no time to fear when you're on a mission. Super brave, right? Well, that was all about to change. We didn't know it yet, but the vigilante gang was closing in. So all was going according to plan. We were on our way to see Professor Weirdly, the science teacher at our school. She would know what to do with the STEM project gone awry. Okay, cool. I can see Professor Weirdly's house. We're almost there. Watch out!
Is that what I think it is?
Yep. What do we do now?
We could blast them with a giant water balloon or some other projectiles. Or we could just cast a protective force field around ourselves. Ooh, or we could sick a giant robot on them.
Or we could run.
That's always an option.
Let's go.
What do we have here?
Oh, hi, sir. Nice weather we're having, huh?
What are you kids doing out here this time of night?
Who, us?
Yes, you.
We're just out for a little evening stroll. And you?
I'm out looking for that monster that's been terrorizing the town.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that. Have you, Victor?
No, Mary, not a word. A monster, you say?
Who's that? I said, who's that?
Oh, her? Yes, that's our grandma. Yep, old Granny.
But don't bother trying to talk to her. She's hard of hearing.
Granny, we're just telling this nice pitchfork-wielding gentleman that you're a little hard of hearing. Well, I guess it's our bedtime. Good night. Excuse us. Oh, hi guys. We were just leaving. Come on, Granny. Seemed too easy, right? We were just gonna walk away, but then suddenly we heard... Come on, Gran. Time for bed. Yeah, that's a kitty. Let's go. But the monster, being a big old sweetheart, jumped into the tree to rescue the kitten. Great.
Wow, your granny sure is spry.
Hey, she saved the kitten.
Okay, Granny, good job. Now let's go. Uh-oh.
That's him. That's the monster. Get him.
The gang was all riled up, and things were getting very scary. One guy swung his pitchfork up at the monster.
Ha, I'll get ya.
But he missed. Phew. But then it landed.
Ah, hey, you stuck me.
And that guy had been waving around a torch, so when he got poked with the pitchfork, he accidentally lit another guy's pants on fire. It was chaos!
Finally!
We could have just run away at that point, but the monster was such a big old sweetie that he just had to jump down and help.
That's better.
Phew, thanks.
Hey, wait, he's being nice.
Monsters aren't nice.
Well, this one is. He protected me from bullies. He rescued that kitten, and now he's helping you.
Yeah, and I created him specifically to be a supervillain too. I don't know what went wrong.
So will you guys leave him alone now?
Are you sure he's good?
Look at him.
Yeah, okay. We'll let you go.
But you all better get home soon. It's late.
We know. Just one more stop. Come on, guys. Let's go to Professor Weirdly's.
And Victor, you say you made this all by yourself?
Yep. Awesome, right?
Very impressive.
Where will you keep him, Professor?
I think he'll be happy at school. He can live in the lab.
So from that night on, our monster lived in Professor Weirdly's science lab at the school. It was great. He took care of the class pets. He helped kids with their homework. Well, he tried anyway. He was the best school monster ever, and Victor and I got to see him every day. It was awesome.
Yeah, but next time I'll create a super bad monster that wreaks havoc and mayhem and destruction and...
Oh boy, here we go. The end. Aw, so the monster got to live happily ever after. It would be so cool to have a monster going to your school, don't you think? Thanks for coming to Storytime. Can't wait to read more stories with you at Storytime soon. Bye.